Introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Andrew Arnaud. I'm the area sales manager for Canada with Renai. And thanks for having us here today so we can talk about Renai, what we do, what our product is, and what makes us unique. It's a beautiful environment, so hopefully we can reference some of what we're seeing here today. Along with me today is one of our trainers, Ken Mitchell. He's many years of training homeowners and on HVAC products, heating products, and we're going to go back and forth a little bit on what we do and have an open conversation if that's okay. All right, so Renai, we'll talk a little bit, we'll talk mainly about the tankless water heater technology, and we'll touch a little bit on some of our other products if we can. There is some math in these slides, so I apologize. I'll go through it quickly. Who is Renai? We're a very large company. We're a Japanese company. We are a leader in the gas appliance industry. We are based in Japan. We have products which are much more entrenched in other parts of the world. In North America, we focus more on products such as the tankless technology, hydronics, boilers. But as a parent company, we have a lot of products with furnaces, cooking products and dryers, things like that. We're about a $3 billion company. In terms of Japan, I put that slide up, and people always ask about the troubles there. We did find we're in central Japan. There is a bit of a backlog at the ports, as you'd expect. We're very large. We have nearly 9,000 employees worldwide. In Japan and Europe and the Pacific Rim, we are, it's the dominant design, which is important, whenever we look at North America and how things are done abroad. Okay, this refers to Renai America, but that is how we are set up in North America essentially. And we're based in Atlanta, we're in Peachtree City. In Canada, we don't have offices, we basically work remote. We have distribution partners such as Echo Heating. We have over 100 employees there. We deal also with a little more than 100 reps as well, manufacturers' reps. We have distribution centers, so we basically have master distribution centers of our product, which we store in Reno, Nevada, as well as Peachtree City, the Atlanta area. Make sure the batteries don't die on me. One of the things that we're doing as a company is we're trying to take the resources and talents of our people to expand into the HVAC market, not just traditional heating markets. So when it comes to looking at designs of houses like this, and I mentioned let's compare data. We have HVAC experts that can compare different systems. They may have come from that other industry, and it's nice to look at just factual information and true data. We're all about that. We have a very strong lab in Peachtree City, and it's one of the things that makes us very unique. It's a CSA certified lab. Most of our technicians are CSA accredited as well, which gives us a little bit more clout in terms of our design and our rollout of new products and testing. Japan and Japanese quality is synonymous. All of our products are, we don't use the, if you will, the North American quality auditing process. We measure and test every single unit before it goes out, both robotically and by humans. So it's a very rigorous testing process before the product is shipped to us, and that's very, very important throughout the company. The heater itself, Renai has been manufacturing water heating products since the 60s. It is when we've been in this business. The technology and the quality is really what built the reputation and the name of the company. And market share, and please bear with me, there's a lot of material on here that refers to America, but I can give you some Canadian numbers as well. We dominate in that we have about half of the market share in terms of this product segment. In Canada, we're about 62% in terms of market share for tankless technology. It wasn't until the 90s when Rinnai America started launching the energy efficient tankless product line that, you know, the business basically exploded. And with that, there was an educational portion that really needed to be done. We needed to spread out and explain what we do, and talk about, you know, what it does and what it doesn't do. Very important. In 2009 is when the family of tankless came to the next level. The next generation is when condensing water heaters came out, and that is where we started seeing incredible efficiencies. And that was probably the game changer there, is when condensing technology came out. And I'll talk a little bit about the two. I'm going to talk a lot about, you know, why use a tankless water heater. You know, the question that everyone's asking. And there's a lot of, you know, these bullet points that you see here. I'll go through each one. You know, whether the driver is, you know, comfort, you know, having endless hot water. Whether it's the overall, you know, the value, you know, what the quality of the product, the warranty coverage that we have, whether it's the overall savings, whether it's purely environmentally driven. Space savings, extremely important, what you can do with a tankless unit, you know, the size of a briefcase. You know, what does that mean for a smaller home? What does that mean for condominium development? High velocity systems, you know, using smaller ductwork, you know, how much space can you save? Commercial applications, I'll skip right over that, but just redundancy of a system, you know, if your system goes down, very important. So let's talk about a few of them, and we'll start with savings. Biggest thing I want to point out is this is based on Department of Energy average energy cost for 2011. So trying to collect some data for Canada to throw in there, but this is a good baseline anyways, just to compare. If you look at an average electric tank, the annual operating cost is $521 a year. An average gas tank operating cost is $266. Now you get into the Rinnai product, you look at the non-condensing, which is the most popular right now, which is what we launched first. Annual operating costs are $201. And as you move into the condensing version, you're dealing with $177 a year. So there's a pretty big comparison there. Now we need to break that down a lot more to understand what that means. You know, first cost versus, you know, monthly usage, that sort of thing. And we will. So let's look at output, because that's what this product is. It is an on-demand system, but, you know, what is the output? Let's compare them. And if you look at, you know, an RL75, which is the unit there, on average 240 gallons in an hour. That's what this unit will do. And this is based on a 77 degree Fahrenheit temperaturized 34,000 BTU input. Let's compare it to tanks. So if we're looking at a gas tank water heater, to match the same output of that tankless unit, you'd probably need, you would need 6 40-gallon tanks. You know, that's what I have in my house, and that's pretty common, to match that 240 gallons per hour. Now if you get into electric, to match that same output, you're going to need 10 40-gallon tanks to match that, you know, just from an output standpoint. It's always nice to throw up an environmental slide like that, but fact of the matter is, you know, 1 million tanks go into landfill each year. There's an enormous amount that's going to landfill. With the tankless product, you know, you're looking at life expectancy of you know, 20 years plus. And of course, a lot of that's going to have to do with whether it's tankless or it's a tank. It's, you know, groundwater, and the quality of water is going to seriously affect longevity. But on average, you know, you're looking at, you know, 20 years. So it's double the life expectancy when you're dealing with tankless.
Can you use tankless water heaters in areas that have high iron content or poor water, you might say?
You can. I mean, you need to very seriously look at, you know, you need to do a water analysis right up front. But I don't think that's just something that you need to do with a tankless unit. That's something you need to do with a water tank as well. I mean, you know, anybody that's ever changed a water tank in their home, you try and remove those units after, you know, you have buildup. You know, it weighs a ton. You know, the crud, if you will, that builds up on the bottom of the scale. So that affects both of our products, whether it's tank or tankless.
But can it be argued that the tankless would be better because you can clean the heat exchanger more regularly?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. and we recommend that you do flush the tankless, all depending on where you are. A place like Saskatoon or even Toronto, we recommend that the tankless be flushed every 2 years. So a 15-minute operation to flush it.
Simple vinegar. Very important with the tankless product too. You know, you talk about pile of trash. You know, the majority of our parts are field replacement. You know, it's a very simple process to change a tankless unit. Space savings. Getting to space savings because I mean, this is not to scale obviously, but that's a gas tank on the left there. Just in sheer size comparison, I mean, using the tankless unit, you're going to free up, in terms of storage, about 16 square feet. So I mean, there's significant savings there on the savings of space.
That's a very important feature for us because compact design is a significant part of our story around reduce the space you're taking to heat, reduce construction costs by building smaller. And we spent a lot of time trying to figure out where we were going to put those 2 little water tanks.
Where
that
you
we
put it,
had.
yeah.
So it would be a big saving for us to do that.
Okay. Need to talk a little bit about warranty. Why would you use the Rinnai tankless? Bear in mind this slide is talking about some of the other products that are out there, all of which are on the Canadian market and all of which have a pretty strong presence. Have residential, commercial warranties, and then we also talk about some of the support. But if you look at the Rinnai, which is the yellow column, in terms of the heat exchanger, you're looking at 12 years for the warranty. For parts, it's 5 years, and for labor, it's 5 years. When you compare that to some of the other products, the biggest thing you'll probably notice, whether it's Noritz or Takagi, Rheem or Navien or Bosch, they're dealing with about a year.